Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. It's a wonderful night we're having tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Everybody gonna get a snowman. Well, it's Christmas time, and I'm on my last training video here. I'm still training, but I'm just singing a song. How about this one? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost tipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Now everybody knows. Oh, somebody don't want me to sing. So we just
Call
leave.
from
We just
Donnie.
we just leave. I guess nobody wanted me to sing. Good morning. Afternoon, I mean.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Who is this?
This is Donnie.
Donnie. Well, how you doing, Donnie?
What does Christmas mean to you?
What does Christmas mean to me? Well, if there was no Christ, then there would be no way to be saved in this world. And from where I see it, that's the only way out. I think, however, I do think that Easter is more important than Christmas, but Christmas has become a day of, just buying gifts. But if you do it with the right heart, the problem is we can do this for December, but come January, we're back to hating each other again.
Yeah, because on Easter, Jesus got up with all power in his hand.
All of it. Absolutely. And
Wonder working power.
yeah. So, I mean,
Healing power.
yeah, it does.
Saving power.
Preach.
Do you know him?
Of course I know him. How you going to be without
Have
knowing?
you tried him?
Huh?
Have you tried him?
I've tried him. I'm trying him right now.
Ain't he good?
He is good.
All right. How's he doing?
He's doing fine. He got a couple more months of school. Then he's going out. Then he's going to the Army Reserve, and we don't know what he can do after that. He's going to take up some of that high sophisticated stuff that you need calculus to do it. And that's the job I couldn't get.
Well, I want to say you raised an amazing son. 2 sons, rather.
Well, yeah, the rest of my life may be screwed up, but I did try to be a good daddy, a good father.
Yeah, unlike these clowns running around here, not being a daddy.
Well, they'll learn. I was telling someone, and I'm trying to tell our legislators, until you bond with your child, he is not your child. He's a child. Somebody but until you have that bond, and I don't know a man out there or woman that once they bond with their child, they will move heaven and earth in order to protect them and to take care of them. So we got to have a bond. If a man don't have a job, then he got time to take care of it. He got time. If the woman is working, he ain't working. He's got time to at least take him.
Now I got a question. Now, what if the daddy is like 3,000 miles away? Will a phone call be efficient?
Well, I tell you what, it may not be all you need, but now people in the military know what that's like when you're overseas, and it is the relationship that matters sometimes more than the distance. Because I know I was overseas, and sergeant majors and East, they were overseas, and still their kids still sort of feared them. Because he knew that the Lord said the same. He was coming home. So, yeah, of course, it's better to be there. I've screwed up a couple of times, and I hadn't been in the house, but I've never been out there live. The only reason why I'm in Montgomery, Alabama, because of them 2 boys. So I'm, and their moms are pretty great too. I just sucked at some point in my life. I'm better now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about progression.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Any more news on the radio? We gonna get back on the radio.
We got a couple of things in the works. I'm not at liberty to say anything. It's kind of like my helping hands things. If I say something, they may pull the chair. They may pull the chair. So I'm just seeing what's going to happen. And now I do Sundays with Roscoe.
Yeah, I've been listening to that.
Yeah. Well, at least it's some. I know the microphones, though, they spray them down when I leave. they don't want nothing to get on them. Yeah.
You bring a different flavor over there.
It's a different flavor, and everybody needs a different flavor every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a good night.
You too, my friend. You too. That's what I'm talking about.
Merry
Okay, appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, so the phones are working. See, that's one of the important things I wanted to make sure here, and that the phones actually work. Okay, so we figured that Chase came over earlier and helped me out. So I learned quickly. I don't learn quickly, but I do learn. I guess I'm just not understanding. I was looking at some of my DD Form 214 tonight, and I forgot some of the schools I actually went to in the Army. I mean, it's been so long ago. I went to one of them leadership schools. I ain't figured out how to be a leader yet, but I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. Anyway, our numbers are 860. Now, our numbers here are 567. What's the number here? Anybody know? I lost it. Oh, 334-521. 2963. This is just a test. After tonight, I'll be gone for the week. But I just had to make sure that we was ready when we came back to get this thing going. And that's what we're doing. We're walking around here. I got to get a microphone stand because right now I'm holding the mic in my hand. Okay. Yeah, I'm holding it in my hand. And let me say something to tonight. I really don't know. I ask myself often, why do we have conversations on the radio? Why are we so intrigued by conversations? Is it to make a difference? Or is it just to make noise? And I often wonder that sometimes. We make a lot of noise as people. But do we make a difference? I really don't know. I think we want to. It is often said that it is not the questions that we fear. Well, excuse me. It is not the answers that we fear, because most of us already know the difference between right and wrong, and we already know the answer before the question. Most of us know it. You want to stop teenage pregnancy? Everybody knows what the answer to that is. Everybody. The answer is simple. Stop having sex. Oh, that's the answer. But the question, but the real issue is, who will ask the question? Now, I have made a living of asking the questions. Okay. And I hopefully I will continue till I leave God's green earth to do the same thing. I'm not sure, but it is not the answer we fear. It is who will ask the question. Anybody know what courage is? Does anybody out there know exactly what courage is? Courage is having the guts to do what you must do, even though you are scared to death. And I know a little bit about that. Me and a couple of friends of mine, we know a little bit about that. It takes courage to jump out of an airplane because you're scared every time. I was thinking about today when I was at Fort Bragg and a few other places, and I remember, and it's a good thing God is God, because I will remember every time I got on that airplane, I prayed to God to let me get down safely, and I wouldn't do it again. And the minute I got down on that ground, hey, Raphael Harris, Merry Christmas to you. You are the reason I love talk radio. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I always said when I got down on the ground, I was going to do right. And Lord have mercy. As soon as I got down, checked my legs, checked my feet, my arm wasn't broke, my leg wasn't broke. I was right back to doing what I was doing. God is an amazing God. I don't know where he gets the patience. Well, I know where he gets the patience. He created patience, and he tried to give it to some of us sometimes, but sometimes we don't do it. Okay. Hey, Brent, Merry Christmas to you. How am I sounding? And my phone's actually work now. You can actually hear everybody on the phone, and Jason helped me do that. That guy ought to be a millionaire right now, but we trying to make it on this right here. But anyway, and I'm trying to figure out, is it better to do this at night or in the morning? I think in the morning is going to do well, since we actually do have and I realize this is not radio, but and we're going to get guests, and our guests will be virtual guests, because what's going to happen is that we are going to invite people in via our backstage, and it's like a real stage, but it's virtual, and then you can just come on, and then you can just talk, and people can see you, for the ones who want to see you. And I mean, if you're that ugly, you don't want to be seen, that's not a problem. We can live with that too. Okay, but anyway, I see Brent Markwell's on the line from Florida. Brent's father, in case you just don't know, the name Markwell is synonymous with talk radio in the city of Montgomery. I got here in 1991, and there was a guy on the radio. I thought he sucked. He did suck, but so I went down to the station one day and said, I'm Don Markwell. I went down to the station. I think I can do a better job than this guy. Now, I had never done radio before. I had never done it. Never. But I knew that I could do a better job than that guy. I forgot who it was. Nice guy. But you got to have a certain personality to do radio. And he just didn't have it. Okay. He was educated, smart guy, nice guy, but there's a personality, especially if you're going to do morning radio, you better have some energy going with it. If you don't, you sinking, you might as well get ready to swim. You have got to have some personality. Morning radio, nobody really cares what you're saying. They just care how you're saying it. Are you saying it to motivate them, to get them out of bed in the morning, or are you just saying it because they're paying you? Well, maybe a little bit of both. But anyway, Brent's dad gave me a shot at radio, and that was 33 years ago, almost 34 years ago. And I've been doing it ever since. I've been canned a couple of times, because you can't work for Democrats and not be a Democrat. So, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And this was the first place I was ever introduced to politics. It was the first place ever introduced to politics, because when I got here 33 years, I had never voted. I was 33. I got in 91. I was 33. So I've been in the Army up until that time. And so I didn't vote for anybody. And so here come Ross Perot, baby. Ross Perot made my day. And I voted for Ross. I've always voted for the guy who nobody thought was going to win. But I voted for Ross Perot. Ross lost, but I felt good about the vote. I felt good about the vote because I didn't vote for a party. I didn't vote for a name. Well, I did vote for a name, but I voted for what a guy stood for. And Ross Perot was the man. And actually, I voted for Trump too. And I'm glad I did. I couldn't vote for her, and I couldn't vote for Biden. But America is a place where you get to make a choice. A lot of places you don't get to make the choice. A lot of countries, and some of my soldier friends out there, some of my Ranger friends out there, who've been here and been there, been a lot more places than I have been, and I've been a few places. But the door kickers, I wasn't a door kicker. These guys were door kickers. You have an appreciation for America if you've been someplace else. If you've never been any place, you can never appreciate all the things that you have here in this country. And I don't blame anybody for wanting to come here, because this is the place everybody wants to be. But I do blame you if you want to come here and you don't want to be an American. You just want to come to America. That pisses me off. Okay. The sky is the limit. I know it's getting harder to see a lot of clouds out there. I'm with you. But if you don't want to come here to be an American, then why come? And that's only the problem with some of the immigration to America. A lot of people just come here because they want that mighty dollar. Because right now that dollar still looks pretty good, even though they borrow. And maybe somebody can answer this question for me. And this is one of them. It's not a political question, but it's a technical question. How come America? Why is it that we don't own our own money? Can anybody answer that? Well, why is it that we go through the Federal Reserve? Does anybody know? I mean, why is it the government does not? I mean, we print it, but they keep telling me that we have to borrow money. Who are we borrowing the money from? Hey, Yvette. Yeah, my sister over there in South Bend, Indiana. Hey, go Irish. They won. Outstanding. I looked on a mirror the other day, on something the other day, and it was snowing in South Bend. Is it snowing in South Bend? If it is, I'm gonna try to get there this summer. But I'm certainly not coming in the winter. I did come in 2017 and 2020, but it's too. I've been in the South too long now. Okay, you know how you know you're in the South too long? I'm talking to my sister now that lives in South Bend, Indiana. You know, I came out there, right, and I went on the University of Notre Dame, and I wrote "Roll Tide" out there on the bench. I was hoping that Ara Parseghian and Newt Rockne didn't get out of their grave and smack me around. Okay, so I'm an Alabamian now, but what's that home Alabama says? My home's in Indiana. Born and bred and born, or however the thing says. I'm still an Indiana boy. I'm still a South Bend kind of guy. But I like the South, especially this time of year. Although it's cold down here right now, too, as a matter of fact. But anyway, why do I talk on the radio? Why do I do this job? I do this job because I want to try to make a difference in how you think. And if we can't change your thought, maybe we can change your habits. I do this job because truth has quietly been being eradicated from our lives. It's quietly being just going away. I mean, we live in such a time is that people are actually trying to convince us that a man can be a woman. And that I heard a guy the other day said it's possible for a man to get pregnant. And all I can do is say, okay, let me see it. There are three things that I require in a conversation. I can do without two. I can do without one, but I cannot do without two. Logic, reason, and if we can sprinkle that with some common sense, we can talk all day long. Okay, logic, reason, and common sense. If one of those are missing, we can kind of patch it. But if two of those are missing, we can't patch it at all. Okay. We're also on YouTube. If you don't have ways to if you don't have a thing, Elkman 0557, ELKMAN 0557. That's my channel on YouTube. So if you don't have if you're tired of, and Nimrod, thank you so much, sir, Mr. Nimrod, for helping us this year, like you have done for many years with our helping hands. We did go out the other day. You can go to the Facebook page. I think I got some video of us going places like that. And we did exactly what we hoped we would do, and that made a difference. And you made a difference too. If I'm on the radio any place next year, or even from right here, I can do it from right here. It doesn't make any difference where I am. We will do it again. But and I want to thank all the people in Montgomery who helped us, because you made a difference to people who will never see you, and you'll never see them. But just bear in mind that you made a difference. If there's a roll up in heaven, your name is on it for doing something good. Okay. And I just want to thank everybody. And I wasn't able to collect as much money as I normally do because the radio station decided that we was going to part. But let me tell you something. And I've been asked so many questions about the radio station. Listen, 23 years is a long time to be any place. In radio and TV and all these places, they treated me well. As a matter of fact, and my mother always told me that you never burn bridges behind you. Because if you burn bridges behind you, if you can't go on forward, then sometimes you got to come back. So we're not gonna dog them or anything like that, because they treated me well. Okay, they treated me well. They did. And one of the reasons, and just in case you guys don't know it, one of the reasons why you cannot, why they don't tell you that you are going to be let go or laid off or or reduction in force, because a lot of people, oh, it's not snowing right now? Okay, then that's good. Still ain't coming. It's too cold. A lot of people go on the radio and TV and they'll say some nasty things to people, to the audience. They'll use profane language. They'll do all kinds of things, because until you get our age, my age, me and Nimrod's age, I don't know how old Nimrod, you older than I am? I don't know. I'm 67. You older than that? You look older than that. See, I look good still. But anyway, you can't take a chance on putting people on the air and firing them and letting them go at the same time, because what happens is that they'll get your license in jeopardy. They will say some things that out of this world. Now, I would never do it, only because I was in my 60s. But if I'd have been in my 20s and I'd have got the same word that kind of way, yeah, I'd have said a few things. So they know that. But I don't do those kind of things. They treated me well. I'm working with a couple of stations. I work with Roscoe's on Sunday now, and I do the Sunday show from 1 to 2. It's only an hour, but I'm trying to talk him out of some more if he'll give it to me. But that's Roscoe station, you know. I don't have no control over that stuff over there. Okay. So, and again, if you want to call, you can actually pick up the phone. Believe it or not, it's actually working. And it is, what's my number again? 334-521-2963. Yvette, you could call me if you want to. Oh, okay. So we're about the same age. How old am I? Yeah, I'm a couple months older than you. Yeah, you'll be 60. Yeah, well, same age. Okay, good. So just look at me as your other brother, okay? Ooh. And then is Joe Marcus up somewhere out there? Oh yeah, and Joe Marcus was there too with Don Markwell, and they were doing something called Viewpoint, I believe, with Don. And let me tell you the secret about Joe Marcus, though. Joe Marcus was never really a liberal. He had to, because I don't think there really are liberals, but Joe Marcus had to really work at being one. Because see, a few times Joe was kind of conservative, but it slipped out of his mouth a couple of times. So he was really not a liberal, but he had to come across as one, you know, because you couldn't have two. You had to have differing opinions of things like that. So that's what they did. Anyway, I'm not going to be on long tonight, but I just want to thank all the people in my life that have been here, and you know, I forgive anybody who stuck it to me along the way. And I forgive those. I hope those that I stuck it to along the way forgive me too. None of us are perfect. And you know, let us take the spirit of Christmas this year and put it in a bottle. And whenever things get rough, whenever things get tough, you open that bottle and let a little bit of it out. Okay, that's what you do. You open that bottle and you let a little bit of it out. And maybe some months you don't even have to let any out. You save it up to this time of year. But it's the same every year. We say peace on earth and goodwill toward men. And then we turn around and we are mad all over again. You know, it's like a never-ending circle. We get mad already. You know, this year, let us all make a promise to ourselves. If we are blessed to live to see 2025, that all the things that happened to us that were bad, we leave in the bad pile. And all the things that are positive, we leave in the positive file. Because everything that happens to us, we can take some positivity from it. Okay? We can. We got to look a little deep sometimes for it, but it's there. It's there. Okay? It really is there. We just got to look for it. Okay? I'm just telling you. So anyway, since nobody wants to call and talk to me, I'm going to take off in a few minutes. But okay, so you see, we got things rolling now. Now, my only thing is that should we do a morning show or should we do a night show? You know, I think people are probably watching TV at night, watching like me, watching. I got to go back tonight. I'm going back to watch my 146th version of Mission Impossible 1966. That's what or Top Gun Maverick. If I can find it, I'm gonna watch that. Okay, I watch the same thing every night because see that way I can turn over in the bed and go to sleep without missing anything. Let me see who this is right here.
Call from
Yellow. Who's this? You are on the internet. Hello. Well, I guess he's not on the internet now. Well, you got people, you got people there to call up. Okay. Well, at least he did call. So that's what I asked for. But anyway, again, well, I'm not going to keep you long, but, Dr. Rick Rigsby said something in his speech, advice of a third grade dropout. And if you ever get to look, you need to hear that speech. Go on YouTube and hear that speech. But he said, if your best can be better, you're not working hard enough. Think about that. If your best can be better, you're not working hard enough. You're just doing enough, but always do your best. And if your best could be better, then you're not working hard enough to get it done. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I want to thank the good Lord for all the blessings I've gotten this year. All the screw ups I do all the time. So I'm always messing up. Sometimes I think I got some of that ADD stuff that some people got. Terry, hey Terry, good morning to you, afternoon to you. Terry Barber's out there looking at it, and Zay, my sister's all the way in. Hey, we going worldwide. I got some folks from Washington State. I love Washington State. If I ever get back up there some kind of way, I'm not coming back to Alabama. If I ever see the Mount Rainier one more time, I'm staying. That's why I'm gonna be buried right there next to Mount Rainier. I love that place. Hey, Ranger Frazier, you know what a beautiful sight is? You know what a beautiful sight is? A beautiful sight when we used to come in from missions and we would jump into Fort Lewis. We look good in the background with Mount Rainier in the background.
Call from.
Okay, who's this? Listen, you need to have something to do tonight, man. Okay, I hear you. Okay, so I know now. You see, now I got numbers now. When y'all calling that crazy, okay, I got your number now, but I don't care. It's way. But we used to jump into Fort Lewis, man. I tell you, now I was scared coming down. I thought I was gonna hit that mountain. Something was so big, but nothing looks prettier. Get a picture of us jumping in, the Rangers jumping into Fort Lewis at Hunter Airfield. With in the background was Mount Rainier, man. I think we scared everybody on post sometimes. Oh well, so much for that. Can't live in the past. What else is going on? We are. I'm just testing things. Make sure I get the phone to work and all that stuff. This is my temporary radio station for the time being. Now the question is, I need a new name for my show, so I need somebody out there to send me an email or send me a text. What's my text number? 901-5022. 901-5022 until now if I don't get another paying job soon, I may not have this phone. so hurry up and text it. But anyway, we are going to, because I messed around about two phones, one for business and one for personal stuff. And now I don't really need it for business. But anyway, so any question anybody got? But I got into talk radio to try to make a difference, to try to make friends. And radio is, or this, whether it's this or whatever, a lot of older people find friendship in that radio. Because, unfortunately, when we get older, people don't seem to pay as much attention anymore. And listen, and maybe we'll be the same. Maybe it'll happen to us. But I can say right now, my sons always come up to me and hug me. And I don't deserve them hugs they give me all the time, but I sure appreciate them. So if you find, another thing too, every time it gets cold outside, somebody burns the house down because they're trying to get warm. They're trying to find a place of warmth. please check on, if you got older relatives and if you got older parents, please check on them. Okay. And see whether or not, I don't want to, because you can have one of them burners, you got one of those, what do you call those things? You got one of those heaters, and first of all, they'll turn the light. If your electricity system is not, if the box outside is not strong enough, you turn all the lights out. And if you turn all the lights out, then chances are you'll knock something over. So let us just check on your older people right now. Check on them and just make sure that, I don't want to hear anybody that's getting burned up because they're trying to get warm. Please check on people that are out there. Okay. And if somebody needs a heater, somebody needs one, because I buy the radiator heater. So let me know. I can't buy everybody, but I can help with one. If somebody needs one, because it's going to get cold. It's going to be cold for a little bit here. So you can text me at 901-5022, and I'll go to the stores and ask people. But I will get one. We'll get them one way or the other. We'll get them one. So, but check on your older folks, because we don't move as fast as we used to. Well, I still do, because I do. I'm young at heart still. But me and Nimrod, we young at heart still. So, we can probably hump a rock still. Hey, we have to do what we have to do. Okay. Next week sometime, well, after the first year, I do have a sponsor coming on. David Grimes, as a matter of fact, who is let me see if I can call him up right now. As a matter of fact, he is the nurse practitioner, and he runs what's his name? Veterans Wellness Center on Monticello Drive. And he is a fantastic guy. He don't pump you with all medicine and all. He's had some sort of therapy what he does, and every time I've been in there, people have been absolutely singing his praises about what he does. And it's called Veterans Wellness Center, but I'll get him on when I come back. He's probably going to be one of my first guests, and he'll be here talking to us via phone and via the internet thing here. So we'll talk to him, but he's one of our going to be one of our sponsors, I believe. And if you want to sponsor here, because we got a pretty good following. And I've been in radio for 33 years, so I know a lot of people. And so as soon as they find out where we are, I'm pretty sure they'll come over and check us out. And they still may not like me, but they'll come out. One thing about the talk radio audience, and this ain't talk radio, this is but podcast and talk radio is pretty much the same thing. Okay, pretty much the same thing. That audience is dedicated and faithful and supportive of the goods and services. And I won't let anybody on any media that I do, unless they got a good reputation, unless I've done business with them or I know somebody that has done business with them. So you can bet one thing about it. If they are here, we've checked them out. We don't just let you come on air and be a snake salesman and sell all that stuff and then the people calling me. Okay, no, we don't do that. Okay, so what are your thoughts on 13-year-old that was killed? What can you say? I mean, seriously, what can you say? It's a shame and a disgrace. But I don't know what you can say. I know our family is devastated tonight. But what can you say? Let me see. Oh, I don't know. Because I was reading that story today, and I didn't get a chance to finish it because I was working hard in the street with my off-site producer. Okay, but man, and it's a 13 injured in Montgomery mass shooting. Wow. Oh no, that was 23. There was another hurt today too. But we shall see. It's always a shame when a child loses their life. Okay, always. And then these two elderly people who died separate in overnight fire, that's a shame too. So I don't know. You're just thankful that you're here each day and you do the best you can. And because the most important thing, now here's the most important thing that we do is what we do for others. Because 30 days after you're gone, people will have a hard time remembering your name. Okay, hard time remembering your name. Okay, so people won't forget what you say. I mean, people will forget what you say, but they won't forget what you do. And in this spirit, and in the spirit of Christmas, I'm challenging all of us to try to go out and do something. But whatever you do, if you got older parents, please check on them. So, hey, Brock, and Brock Anthony, he's on the air. What is here? We're not on the air, but anyway, what a great guy he is too. I tell you, that man has taken Valiant Cross the old school way and gave pride back to people, gave those kids. So you can't blame living in the projects, living in a poor neighborhood for your behavior. But it's about leadership. And what is leadership? What is leadership, Nimrod? What's leadership? Well, you know what it is. It is the ability to influence people. Okay? Not by what you say, but by the way you carry yourself. In public school, which my son has ragged me for 4 years about going to public school. I'd spent his first 8 years going to private school. He just ragged me. However, we're working it out. We working it out. So, but Brock Anthony and his family, and have congratulations to your 24-year anniversary. Appreciate that. She put up with you because I saw her and she had pity on you. Okay, I saw her. She's a fine woman. I'm just trying to figure out what she was doing with you. But congratulations on that. And you're a great dad too, from what I understand. And so that's all. That's what you got. That's what you got to be. And I hope one of these days we'll get this crime thing solved in Montgomery. Another government department won't do it. Okay, another government department won't do it. I want a gigantic edutainment center where we have nothing but education on the weekends and tutoring on the weekend to help people do. And we have game machines all over the place. And you know what? Somebody brought us something today too. We got a lot of empty buildings. Kmart, the wall, a lot of them. Why don't we rent some of these buildings? We don't have to buy anything. No buildings. Why don't we rent some of these things out and let these kids go in these places rather than be in somebody's house? And here's I mentioned this earlier today. Here's what we do. We charge them $5 a month to join. People have a tendency to appreciate things that they pay for. $5 a month. And if some family don't have five, she got 6 kids, we'll find somebody to sponsor them. But let them go in this place 18 and below, as long as you're 18 and you're still in school. Other than that, 19 to 22, you will be what we would call monitors, not security guards, but monitors. And hopefully we'll have security guards in there. And the reason why we want young folks as monitors, because when kids see gray hair, the first thing they think is you're old. They don't think about the wisdom that you have. They think about how the age you get. And so they don't want to pay you no attention. That you're crazy. So monitors between the age of 18 and 23 and everybody 24 and everybody else in there is either teaching or something. We need one big center and maybe some sort of transportation to get them there and get them back. But we got to stop the killing in our neighborhood. Another Office of Violence Prevention is not going to stop it. It hadn't worked yet. It won't work. So I'm just saying we need to do something different. If I kept hitting myself with the hammer, I think it's either the hammer or me. But either way it goes, I'm putting the hammer down. We just need to do something. These kids don't wake up wanting to kill each other. Okay? It's our fault. And when I say our fault, I mean all of our fault. Okay? All of us. As a society, it's our fault. And it's not going to stop until men, especially, and I got to say this, more Black men are engaged with their children, and more Black women allow them to be engaged with their children. Because without the bond, there is no love. They just somebody's kid walking down the street. Okay? But you bond, you hold them, you grow them up, you feed them, you take them to the hospital. When they get a cold, you do all that stuff. You help their mom take, and you know what? You bond with them. That's what's missing. And I never heard that word from any of the psychologists and any of the people around here that talk about you got to bond with your children. So we need to, and listen, I don't want that bond to happen in jail. Okay. That's called a conscribed bond. That's a bond that's not serious. That's a bond by circumstance rather than by choice. But anyway, I know it's late, so we all gotta go. Me too. Any questions anybody got? So I figured out how to get you on the phone. I figured how to get you, the phone and all that stuff. So we good. And Merry Christmas to all of you, because I won't be back on the airways until after Christmas. And Brock, thank you for the job that you do. I see those kids coming down the street when that's at the radio station. I would stop my car and just to speak to them, because they're always mannerable. They're always professional, and and Brock Anthony does something to those kids. He calls them scholars. Rita Pearson said, if you say it to them long enough, they begin to believe it. So call your kid a scholar. Do what Brock Anthony and Valiant Cross does. Call him a scholar. And he's got a new school coming too. I think it's for girls only. I'm not sure. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, boys already have enough problem with testosterone. You mix that in there with girls and foolishness, and we got a problem. Okay. And do you believe that if men and women took basic training together, lived in the same barracks, we'd have an army that was worth anything? No. Sometimes we need to separate and go our own ways and do our own thing and get back together when it's time. But anyway, thank you, Brock, for the job that you do. You do a great job. Charles, Hot Dog Man, do a good job. What they do is it's just difficult. Onward and upward, Ranger Frazier. Hooah, airborne. All right, anyway, I got to go, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me. Y'all can tell me, do we want to do this in the nighttime or do we want to do this in the daytime? Which one do you? Okay, I'm just saying, I don't know which one. Maybe in the daytime. Well, now that I got to figure out how to do the phone thing and all that stuff, it's like a radio show now. So we can have people call. Yeah, whatever. Anyway. And I want y'all to know I had all this stuff down. I had it all down, and I turned around and made it all work tonight by myself. Thanks for chasing Smitherman, who comes by and helps. He charged me this time, though. Most time he don't charge me, but he got me this time. But it was worth every $20. That whole big $20 I gave him, I'm telling you. I'm missing it a little bit, but I'll be okay. Anyway, 8:41 on the night. It's time for all of us to go to night and say good night. But Merry Christmas to all of you, and thank you for the support you have given me over the years. I know sometimes I didn't deserve it, but hey, what do we really deserve? If we got what we really deserve, some of us wouldn't have such a great day. Me either. Anyway, great day. Merry Christmas. Don't get too cold. And again, if you have a friend or if you have a older person in your life, please check on them to make sure that they are warm and that they don't go. I would imagine that Walmart's going to stay open a little late tonight. I would imagine. But if you know anybody that needs a heater or anything like that, you can text me and I'll do what I can. I can't do tomorrow, see if I can find one. 901-5022. Text. That's just a text number. 901-5022. Text me and we'll see what we can do. But let's check on some older folks tonight, okay? Okay. Let's check them out. Two of them died yesterday, early this morning. That is unacceptable for the people who paved the way for me and you. So let's check on them. And if anybody knows anybody that needs a little heater, if they got electricity or whatever the case may be, or they bill it, or their electricity is off or something like that, let us know. Let us know, and I'll do whatever I can. It is a season of giving, and maybe we ought to really give sometimes till it hurts. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. Hope this day finds you well, and Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you anymore, now that I got all this stuff set up, now I know how to use it. Somewhat I know how to use it. There's some other things I want to do too, but we'll work that out later on. All right. As we say in the RDF, that was a Ranger Dining Facility. Rangers lead the way. Airborne. See you later, Rod. Everybody, have a great day.